Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again, this time for a Marvel comic review. And with this Marvel comic review, I am reviewing issue 2 of MoonKnight with McKay, Cappuccio and Rosenberg. And I must admit, I wasn't too sure if I was going to enjoy this next issue. But I'm glad I've informed my LCS that I actually want to just get the first arc in relation to this. Because if this continues, of what I have enjoyed so far, I might have another Marvel comic on the list. Apart from Strange Academy, Amazing Spider-Man, of course, the Sinister War, which is connected to the Amazing Spider-Man right now. And they're about the only things right now that I'm sort of following in Marvel. So, jumping to the cover rating. Does this cover in any way, shape or form somehow connect to something that happens inside the story? Surprisingly, it does, and to which I give this cover rating a 7 out of 10. And as you can see, there's a bit of a supernatural element that's happening in this, especially in that part there. So that I really like. So it's now time to move into the internal arts, which I'll now show you some art around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. Starting off with the beginning, to which we get up to date with what's happening here. Really nice. And of course, as we move directly into the first couple of panels for the page, we see Mark Spector as MoonKnight, and of course one of his friends who he's talking to by the name of Reese. I'll now move to the middle of the story. Now this takes place in the middle of a story, to which MoonKnight has been asked to help one of his friends who was attacked. And he sort of like goes to the locations where he was attacked, thinking it might have been the person's mother. It turns out to be a bit of a group of people who have, in some essence, been taken over by something. A supernatural force. Last but not least, some of the art towards the end. And I really like the art in this story. And yes, I must say, the gingers are respected and protected care of MoonKnight. So that'll be good for anyone who's a ginger out there or a redhead. And as you can see here, this person that he's working with is also a bit of a vampire of sorts that's working with him. Well, I'm really going to say this. I really enjoyed the art in this, as it felt like it carried over from the first issue. But it also felt like it also improved a little bit too, to which I gave the art a rating of 7.5 out of 10. And thank you, McKay, for what you did in this story. Even though there wasn't a lot given here for me, I still enjoyed what was given to me. In regards to comic references, there were no sort of like other comic references to any previous comics, including the last one. Only what was sort of seen at the beginning in the brief summary of stuff that had already happened. The time that this all took place is, of course, midnight. Even though it wasn't stated, but you could certainly see it was also in connection to the place to which MoonKnight is working out of, which is called, in turn, the Midnight Mission, which moves us to the location. The cast of characters, of course, being Mark Spector and Reese, and also the people who were taken over by the supernatural being of sorts, and we got to actually see MoonKnight, like a spiritual appearance of MoonKnight within this story, and I really enjoyed that, and this is why I gave the story a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to the next issue. I'm also wondering when the villain from the first issue is going to make a reappearance. I believe his name is Hunter's Moon, something like that. As I'm wondering, okay, when will these two meet and fight? Though it might be something that's held towards the end of the arc. I don't know yet. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Until then, let's keep colourful and have yourself an awesome day.